I'm gonna get Coach Banghart and Deja, Kelly, and Kennedy Todd-Williams, who had a career high 21 points. Is that good?
11 in the
What's that?
11 in the fourth quarter for Tommy.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, no, that days ago. That changed the first day. Yeah.
Hey, Dana, were you saying we were gonna raise hands, or you're just gonna go one, from one person to the next? I can't hear you.
Sorry. I mean, could we just try to take turns? Would that work?
Yeah, no, that's fine with me. I was gonna say, since I'm not really asking about tonight's game, you can just call me last because I don't want to, you know what I mean,
Okay.
disrupt the flow.
Yeah. Okay, let me see how we go. Hang on just one second.
Guys, I don't want to deal with this, so I just, until he's ready, I'm not dealing with it.
We're recording. Here is Deja Kelly. So let's everybody got recording privileges who needs it? I'm gonna get out of the frame here and I guess sure, go ahead and anybody want to dive in?
Hey, congratulations, Deja. Tell us about the fourth quarter. It just seems like you guys kind of flipped to 7 and then everything changed. How can you explain that turn of events there?
Yeah, I think, going down into the fourth. Sorry guys, excuse my voice. I think just it was a different mentality we had going into the fourth. Just our talk
I
at
can't hear
halftime.
you. I can't
Oh.
hear anything.
It's off mute.
Anybody else
Can
here?
y'all hear me?
I can hear.
I can hear.
Oh.
Okay.
I can hear you.
This is so stupid. Until you are talking to Matt, I'm not.
Go
ahead.
Can y'all hear? Okay, well, I was just saying, I think it was just a different mentality in the fourth quarter. We knew that we were not losing this game. And it's hard to win in the ACC. So he can't hear me, but I'll just keep talking. He can't hear me.
Recording, so
Okay. We're recording. But like I said, it's just hard to win in the ACC. So we just had a different mentality. And really defensively, that's where we had to lock in and find shooters and really lock in on rebounding so we could get out and push.
Make sure I'm talking to Matt.
questions?
Just tell him that we're
Yeah,
recording.
I just texted.
Okay. Anyone else?
Go ahead.
Matt, are you ready?
You're on mute though.
So what does a close win like this one kind of do for y'all's team, for the team mentality?
Yeah, I think it definitely gives us some confidence going into the rest of ACC. After we've only had one win in the ACC, so I think we were really hungry for another. So like I said, it's really hard to do that, but for it to be close, that's kind of expected. I think all teams in the ACC are really hard to beat, including us. So it's going to come down to the wire usually in most games, and it's just about who comes out and has more grit and has more fight. And I think we did that tonight.
Deja, this is CL Brown with the News and Observer in Raleigh. First, I just wanted to start with tonight's game specifically. Does winning the way you guys did, coming back like that on the road as well, did you guys prove anything to yourself? I know you guys have, the top 5, wins over top 5 ranked teams and everything like that, but I think this was kind of a different animal.
Yeah, for sure. I think it definitely just says something different about us. I think this is for all teams, going into a game, knowing you're playing a top 5 opponent, knowing you're playing a ranked team. It's a different mentality you have because you're just so hungry for that win. I think for us, we just have to work on, and we will moving forward, just having that same mentality for all games, whether they're ranked, whether they're at the bottom of the ACC, whether at the top. I think just having that same mentality throughout whoever we play. It's like whoever we play, we're coming to hunt you, and we're coming to punch first. And I think that we kind of showed that to ourselves today, and that's definitely given us a big boost of confidence moving forward.
And I wanted to ask about Sunday's game coming up against NC State. They've kind of been, I don't know what to say. Like they've kind of been at the top of the conference, kind of maybe even a benchmark kind of program. And it feels like, pardon the pun, you guys are nipping at their heels right now. What would a win, like how big do you feel like this game is in terms of kind of letting them know y'all are here now?
Well, it's always good to play them just for the state of Carolina, honestly. People are living for this game, and so are we. We're just it's always a good atmosphere. It's always a good competitive game when we play them. But I think, however they're doing, however we're doing, like I said, the ACC is a tough conference. So anyone can have their night. Anyone could be on, and I think it'll just be a really good battle. We're really excited for it. It'll be on our home floor. Our home crowd has been amazing. So that has definitely helped us and pulled us through some big wins. But yeah, it'll just be a really, really exciting game on Sunday. We know both teams are going to bring their best, and it'll just come down to who's going to fight more.
And if I could, go ahead, Ariel.
Yeah, Dave, I'm sorry if you talked about it while I couldn't hear anything.
All good. I can't hear.
We can't hear you now.
We can't hear you. Can't hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
All right. Oh, okay.
You want to give me
Okay.
another
Thank
shot?
you.
Okay.
I just wondered about Kennedy in the fourth quarter. She really was able to score at will, and she's kind of been struggling a little bit offensively. Can you talk about the way she played there in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, Kennedy is a dog. And we're telling her to bring that out more and kind of share that with the whole team. I think she is just, alone, and she's, she scores really well for us as well. She's really active on the defensive end. She's rebounding for us. She pushes in transition, which I think is, her best offense, and she does that for us. And I think she really brought that out in the fourth quarter, especially when we needed it the most. And she came up big at the free throw line in transition with her threes. So yeah, Kennedy was definitely an X factor in that fourth quarter.
And speaking of Kennedy, we're going to get her in here right now. Thank you. After they do a little dance. All right. Kennedy Todd-Williams, take it away with questions, please.
Hey, Kennedy, tell me about the fourth quarter. It seemed like you guys kind of flipped the switch and turned things around, particularly you. What were you thinking as that amazing surge kept on coming?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a vet. I guess I could say that now. But I knew that, we had to pull out this win. I mean, we're hungry for a win. And I think that, together we wanted to go on a run, and I think we started to do that. Shots were falling for us, myself too. And we locked down to the fourth quarter. And we pulled out the dub. So just really, really proud of this group and how we came together in that fourth quarter, because we were down, and we were able to, stick together and pull out the win.
And you guys have showed resiliency in many games, but did you guys have any doubts down 7 at the start of the fourth quarter?
I mean, we understand that, it's a game full of runs. So just staying composed and knowing that we're going to get on our run, it starts on the defensive end. They were doing a really good job at crashing, and, we had our pep talks and saying that we needed to box out, get the rebounds, and let's run, because we're a running team. So I think that was a shift in mentality for us, and we had to lock into that.
Anybody else?
Yeah, and hi, Kennedy. This is kind of 2 strong ACC wins in a row for you guys, back to back. Talk to me about what that does for the team's momentum going forward, looking for a difficult game this weekend against NC State.
Yeah, I mean, it gives us a lot of momentum and confidence. I think, it's hard in the ACC, road wins especially. So to be able to come back to Carmichael and play against NC State, our rival, and have all of our fans, I think that'll be a good push for us. And knowing that we got our people behind our backs and we're ready to run, we're ready to roll out there. So we're very excited.
Was the foul trouble tough to deal with? You and Elizabeth had 3 fouls, and did it change how you played, or did you just say forget about it and just let it all hang out there?
Yeah, no, I mean, we kept playing. I mean, we still have to, play a physical game. It was a physical game. The refs were calling a bunch of stuff. So we knew we just had to be smart about our fouls. I think some of them were tic-tac fouls. So we had to just understand and just keep going from there, because it's, sometimes it's not in our control, but we have to go out there and take it,
Hi, Kennedy. This is CL Brown with the Raleigh News and Observer. I just wanted to ask one question about the game coming up against State. How hard, or what's the challenge dealing with kind of the emotions of playing a rival when you also have Duke right after that, another big rivalry game against a ranked team?
Right. I mean, we stick to one game and one game at a time. It doesn't really matter about, who we play after. We want to, be locked into, our scout and NC State. But we know we have our fans, and it's our home court. So that's a plus for us. So it's on them.
Okay, we're gonna
Thank you.
slide Kennedy off to the showers and slide Coach Banghart right in here. Thanks, Toddy.
Hi, guys. Hold on, I'm looking at this first. We just have one more too. Hi.
Go for it if anybody wants to.
Yeah. Anyone have anything for me, or am I good?
You want to start with thoughts on it? Let's start with an opening statement from you.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the game.
Too bad that we didn't play the fourth quarter 4 times. It was hard. The game was a hard game. We know winning on the road in this league is really hard. This team's not lost on the road all year. You throw in, they play great, throw in our shooting that we can't make shots, throw in that we had some mental errors, and it was just kind of a slog it, go through the game possession by possession. And we had a good little run there towards the end of the third, and that allowed us to kind of get into our pressure defense in the fourth, and that changed obviously the tempo of the game.
What is that? What turned things around is defense and allowing you all to get out in transition in the fourth quarter. Is that what turned this game around?
Yeah, I think we played better in space. We went for a very small lineup, as you saw, and playing that small lineup, we weren't winning the glass with our size. So we, played with a little bit more space and on the offensive end, which just the ebbs and flows of that game in that way. But yeah, we, they clearly the full court pressure was an advantage to us and a disadvantage to them. So it was kind of a perfect storm there.
And the first 3 quarters is kind of choppy offense, and what did you do right in the fourth quarter that you didn't do right in the first 3?
The ball moved better. We went smaller, so we didn't have anyone in the paint. So we really challenged them off the dribble better, and that made a big difference. P made that huge shot late, which kind of sometimes you just need to see the ball go in the basket, and that helped. I thought we tried to go inside, and we thought we had an advantage there, and we did. We played pretty well through the post, but then they. The tide turned a little bit, and they were allowing a little bit too much physicality there. So we came out to and spaced out the offense instead.
What was your message to the team after the third quarter, down 7?
It was more about, hey, we haven't played well at all. And we're right there. So we've got 10 minutes, and, there's an element of, you got to make a play. We need some guys to go out there and make a play. And we also need to, while offense is so hard, we have to restrict their scoring as best we can. So we're going to go into some pressure, some trapping. She called timeout underneath her own basket, which gave us a chance to do it, which was great. And then when they didn't score in it, we were able to find some confidence there and play together.
And what about Kennedy's fourth quarter? I mean, she hasn't had that offense going in recent.
Yeah. Toddy I just believe in the kid so much. I mean, I think she's got so many different layers to her game. She's still sort of figuring out, where her attack spots are. So we're continuing really encouraging her to be as aggressive as she can be. And she's great at the top of the press. And I thought that let her get some runouts as well. But yeah, there's no bigger fan of Toddy's game than mine. And it's an issue of her sometimes trying to worry about what the team needs as opposed to just going and getting one.
And just the tenor of the refereeing and everything. You had three key guys with three fouls for most of the fourth quarter.
Mhm.
How were they able to? How are they able to get through that without altering their game that much and still staying in the game?
Yeah, it was perplexing, I would say. I know the bench tried to tell Toddy that she had three, and I told him to stop. It's better if she doesn't even know that. Because sometimes if you're trying to play safe, what it means is you're late. And so, you can't go down safe. You got to go down swinging. If you're going to go down, you're only going to come back swinging. So we tried to keep them. We didn't want them to know much about their foul trouble and wanted them to stay active and focus on that instead.
Anybody else have questions? Just jump in if you do.
Yeah, hi coach. And kind of looking ahead to kind of a tough rivalry matchup this weekend against NC State. What are you taking away from this game and kind of looking to implement on Sunday?
It's fascinating to me. This league is so good. And what's fascinating about it is there's so many different ways you have to play, right? And so, the way we beat Virginia was not the way that we beat whoever we beat last. Who was that? Notre Dame, right? It wasn't the same way. And so now it's a totally different, and it's a totally different game. It'll be a totally different game plan. It's just there's totally different players on the other side of the ball. There's really not, I don't really see the continuity typically. It's more just kind of regroup, refocus. Now here's our next opponent. We kind of treat them as different chapters of our season. So we know that there's a great rivalry with both NC State and Duke. So we know that there's 4 more games on our schedule that a lot of people care about, and that's really fun. You saw how lit Carmichael was on last Sunday, and those are just fun environments. So we're looking forward to really good teams to play each other.
Hi, Courtney. It's CL Brown with the News and Observer. I was kind of wondering, when you first got hired back in 2019, it seems like probably Louisville and NC State were kind of the cream of the ACC crop at that time. Is there, I don't want to say a changing of the guard, but the way you guys have played this season and the level that you're at is definitely taking a step forward from your previous 3 years. So I was wondering how much of Sunday is maybe a barometer game in terms of where you guys are as a program moving forward.
I think the really good programs don't hang their hat or cry over one game, right? When I first got here, we beat, I can't remember, it might have been NC State, someone really good, and we weren't great. And I remember even after that game saying, I can't wait till we're at the level where one game doesn't make us and one game doesn't break us, right? And so, I know it's probably not good for a written story, but I think each game matters. If you don't beat Virginia and you beat NC State, you're 1-2 that week. And if you go 1-2 every week, you're just okay in the ACC, right? And so the next challenge is NC State. And then after that, we have whoever after that, but it's just, you're just stacking games. So, I think it's every year. I think it's the story more is just about how great the rivalry is in women's basketball. So many rivalries that we know are men's basketball and football, and like the Duke, NC State and Carolina rivalry is really good for women's basketball. So that's probably the story more so than, how one game is going to go. I think both of our programs are beyond that.
Can I get you quick comments on Paulina and Alyssa? I mean, Alyssa, four steals.
Yeah. Anything that requires effort, Alyssa will achieve. It's amazing how hard she'll play, even when it's not going well for her. I'm not sure I've met a more relentless team competitor than her, because she doesn't have to see the ball go in the net. She doesn't have to make a play. Like, she just wants to win, and she's going to give you everything she's got to do that. So anytime that kid does anything well, I'm appreciative for her. The other Paulina, what was it, plus 24 when she was in the game? I
Yes.
think that's plus minus. Also, she made one shot, and I think we'll all remember that shot for a little while. So her consistency, her steadiness, she can handle the ball as a one. She can play off the ball. I trust her. It's crazy that in this good of a league, this is one of the strongest years since I've been here for the ACC across the board. She's making such an impact as a freshman on a really good team. It's really awesome, and I just love the kid.
Have you ever had a team finish a game with a run like that?
I mean, I'm old now, so I maybe, I don't want to misspeak, but I can't remember a 22-2 run. And I told my guys after the game, my staff, I said, I'm not great at math, but I was tracking on that 22-2 run for a while there. So, no, probably not unless I did sometime, but not that I remember.
Thanks.
Okay.
these-
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hi.
Sorry, I was just gonna ask, these are your first 2 ACC wins of the season.
Hallelujah, right?
Yes. What does that do for y'all? Does it kind of feel like a turning point in the season for y'all at all?
You know, it was great to win on the road. This is Virginia's first home loss. I mean, they had a good crowd. I mean, it's hard to win on the road in this league. You can ask any of the coaches that, but sort of the same answer. It's momentum. I don't know. I mean, I think it's just now we have NC State, and then after that, whoever we have, I actually don't know. But you know, it's just you said Duke, yeah, okay. Well, we have the other one. There we go. And so it truly is. It's about just winning one game at a time. Clearly, I didn't even know we were playing them next. And so I don't know. I mean, if it helps them play better that they won 2 in a row, I'm all for it. But I just think each game is so unique and all you know, all players are so good. It's who's better on Sunday. I don't know if we beat NC State, are we the better team? If NC State beats us, are they the better team? I don't know. They're better on that day.
Courtney, if I could ask one last question, just kind of like a mid-season assessment of you know, how do you feel about this team right now? What do you how good do you feel? What do you need to get better at?
It's amazing that we've had so many top 5 and 25 wins. No bad loss. If you're looking at the Miami and at Florida State, how good they are. Michigan's ranked, obviously, considering we really haven't shot the ball very well. I mean, I don't know what our statistics are after this game. I know it was about 30% from 3 at best on the year. So our offense is still hard. It's still hard for our guys to score. I'm looking forward to that being a little bit easier, which probably comes from confidence more so than anything else. So, you know, it's amazing that I'm really proud of them that they're finding ways to win without shooting the ball well, because that's the whole point of the game, is to put the ball in the basket. Right. And we're finding other ways to try to win. But we got a lot of fight. Obviously, we're hard to beat, you know, and our body of work is really good. So I guess that would say we're really good. I don't know.
All right, thanks.
Of course.
All right. All good. Another note on Alyssa, she tied her career high with blocks with 3 for the second game in a row. So
Facts.
all right.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. See ya.
Thank you.